time, effort, and being around for him, really.
She's my best friend, so I like Olivia, and she's my best friend, so that's cool. I like spending time with her at the weekends and in the evenings, and I like seeing her develop.
Spending decent time with the kids, take them out for treats every now and again, and I suppose playing with them as well, making sure they're happy and well.
Yeah, be focused on your children, spending time with them, and generally loving them, I guess. Yeah, those three things, yeah.
Sense of humour, hard work and flexibility.
I have a vastly different role, yeah.
In what way?
I take him football, take him to kickboxing, karate. I'm home earlier than Kay because we both work. So I have a lot more time to spend with him. So I do a lot more things with him.
I tend to only see Olivia at the weekends and in the evenings after work. Kathy spends time taking her to school and picking her up from school. But I've worked really hard to try and make sure that I go and watch her when she plays for the hockey team and take part in a school and all those type of things. So yeah, I think dads do have a different role, and probably Olivia's got me wrapped around her little finger, so I'm a bit softer perhaps. But we try to do the things together as a mum and dad.
Yeah, I think so, because mums, they've got that sort of bond from day one, whereas I think with dad sometimes it's a bit unclear what your role is, so you have to kind of create your own role.
You got all the support, I think,
No.
I probably didn't get as much support as I wanted where I was working, but I was involved with a major sports event at the time, and timing wasn't great because Olivia was born a month before this big World Cup that I was involved with. So I had to go back to work the afternoon Olivia was born. So that was pretty tough. Tough for mum and tough for the baby, I think.
No, I was definitely an outsider. When we went along to when we actually went into the hospital, Sarah was sort of taken in, and it was like, oh, you sit down, there's a cup of tea. Oh, if you want a drink, just go outside and
Yeah, he had to
get
go and
one.
buy his own.
Let's go outside. And if you want to go somewhere, you're going to have to find the toilets in the main hospital when she's sort of in the process of giving birth or whatever. They were like,
Yeah.
it wasn't very good, I didn't think, personally.
I mean, I was in a really lucky position because I work for myself, so I was able to kind of take time off and adjust my workload as I would have liked. But I know that the company that I worked for before, that they definitely wouldn't have had that. I worked for a large IT consultancy, and they wouldn't have been as flexible as I would have liked. I mean, one thing I did find quite difficult is when she was born, the visiting hours for dads weren't very good at the hospital at all.
The school that she's at now in Surrey is very good. They have like a dads get together as well as the mums, and we have sort of liaison people for the classes. So parents, both mums and dads, organise social events to get the dads more involved. So the school we're at now is great. The other schools that Olivia's been to over the last few years has been focused around mums activities and getting mums involved, and again, not really bothered too much about the dads.
Well, when it comes to my particular employer, I think it's the company's policy with regards to paternity leaves and all kinds of support you can get from the company. I think it's very good. It's more than average, definitely.
Well, Kay's employee, she works for the NHS, so they're more child friendly anyway. They will give you time if your child's sick and things like that. But I certainly don't get things like that where I work.
I'm lucky now because who I work for now, they're very supportive and allow us to have time with our children. But I feel quite strongly that dads should have as much opportunity as mums do to spend time with their kids. I sometimes think dad's role in bringing up a child is not seen as important as a mum's role. I feel strongly that it is, and I put a lot of time and effort into trying to spend as much time as I can with Olivia and play a full part in doing her homework and all those things. But generally speaking, I believe that mums are probably given a better rub of the green than dads are. I think it has. I think that dads going back 30, 40 years when I was younger tended not to take a full role in bringing up children. It was very much the mum. These days it seems to be a lot more equal, and like we try to do things every weekend and do things together. I'd rather spend time with Olivia than I would going out with mates and things. So I think it has changed, and I don't think it's frowned upon now if you spend time with your children, whereas a couple of generations ago it was very much seen as a mum's job to look after the child, and the dads didn't do that much. They were just there to discipline them. That's my perception. Whereas now I think that's gone full circle and it's changed completely.
I think pressures are different now. I think there's greater financial pressures on families than there ever previously were, because people's expectations on life have gone up so greatly. People want so much more, and maybe we're all a bit greedy. So maybe we're all greedy and we want more, we want the better thing, so we put ourselves in more difficult situations. And maybe we need to get back to basics, so to speak, and just think about the core issues that are best for the family. I know when I was younger with my dad used to spend a fair amount of time with us as kids, but his working hours were, he used to go to work at 7:30 and then be home by about 4:30. And I think most people's working hours these days are greatly stretched, so therefore the father is spending less and less time with the family unit, which is what you're saying, and the more onus is on the mother to look after the family. So it's pretty much the family is brought up by the mother, and the father comes in whenever he's there to help.
I think traditionally they've been kind of seen as the sort of the worker, and the mum's sort of had to take prime position. But I think society is, again, it's getting there, but it's going to take a little while longer. I think dads, you know, they're coming into that role a lot more these days now.
Retire. Be a full-time dad.
It'd be great to have a bit more flexibility in working hours. I think that would be great. But yeah, I think that's a key thing. You know, a bit more, you know, flexibility in terms of maybe starting earlier, finishing earlier, so I could, you know, pick her up from school, that type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should be able to have an opportunity to give birth eventually, to share the burden.
I love being a dad. It's the best job in the world. I mean, I love just being with her and spending time with her and getting the love and the affection. She's dead affectionate, and we are best friends. So it's just great to spend time with her.
Well, he takes me out for training all the time, and he does lots of like activities with me and helps me a lot.
Just that he does everything with me and he loves me. I think it's always that he loves me.
Yeah, I keep on being told that fathers are more. I play with them too much tonight.
Yeah, and I think the difficulty is getting the balance right, because with a lot of dads, they spend most of the time at work. Mums have a lot of the disciplining to do, and then when the fathers come home at the end of the evening, they have about 15 minutes, they get them all wound up.
Fun.
Yeah, lots of fun, and then the mother has the job again, and they're always seen as a disciplinarian, and I think that's a really tough balance to get right, get the
But I do
role right
step
between
in.
them. Yeah.
No.
Having to show unity. But when it comes to taking time off work, it's always the mother that's expected to leave and look after the child. It's accepted for a mother, more accepted for a mother to leave work to pick up an ill child than it is for the father.
But in all fairness, I'm working full time and you're working part time, and it's not taking anything away from your job. But if you're working on a part time basis, it's like I've got a greater commitment to the organisation that I'm working for.
But surely that's all the more reason for someone to be there 100% of the time if you're only part time.
Yeah.
You know, in my eyes.
Well, I suppose you know, you kind of your girlfriends come round and you kind of there's a health visitor, and it's kind of very mum and child role really, and it's kind of dad's just there in the background. But things have definitely changed as Ryan's got older, definitely.
Yeah.
But definitely initially it's very much more the mum and the child rather than the dad and the child.